All right, so today we're actually taking a look at a new dash cam. This is the TerunSoul D016. And as you can see here, this is a dual channel 4K dash cam. So you actually get front and rear. Now we're going to test it primarily with the front camera, just because as some of you that have been watching the channel, I've been having walking issues with my knees and climbing around in the car to try to get the rear camera installed. Honestly, just isn't happening. So this has a built-in G sensor, built-in Wi-Fi 6, which is going to be great if you want to be able to move the files back and forth from the actual dash cam to the actual app. 3-inch 2.5D curved full laminated screen. That's neat. Built-in GPS and BDS and Ethernet transmission. So that's kind of some specs as well. And you'll see scan here to download the actual application. So let's crack this thing open, shall we? Now, we test a lot of dash cams here a fair bit, and it's been a while. For those of you that are aware, it's been a while since I've been able to even get out of the house a little bit. And to be honest with you, based on what the doctors had kind of said, I probably shouldn't be doing this right now either, but I am. So I'm supposed to be resting the old legs to try to get them to heal properly. Anyways, here is the camera itself. So we'll come and look at this in a minute. That's the camera. We are going to get, this is going to be the rear camera. Yes. Yeah. Before starting, remove the stickers from the lens. That makes sense. You're also going to be like, why does it look so crap? Right? Memory card is pre-installed. That's nice. I don't know how big a memory card. We'll take a look. This is going to be your software, etc. It's not software, your manuals. This is going to be like little warning stickers. Yes, that you can put on there. A bunch of languages, user manual, etc., etc., etc. All kinds of good stuff. Yes, just put that over there. These are all your needed cables. And what I like about this, honestly, they did a really good job with the packaging, 100%. For those of you that are just like, what is everything? Your USB-C power cable, your rear camera cable, your pry tool. So this is what you're going to use, of course, for tucking in all your cables. A GPS bracket, cleaning wipe, cable clips, and a lint-free cloth. So that's kind of handy. I don't know why I opened both sides, but I did. So accept it. There's your cleaning wipes. There's your 12 volt with your USB on it. And this is going to be going to the power of the camera. Awesome. This is going to be all your little window sticky stuff. What kind of actual mount did they give me? Is there a suction mount? Please do a suction mount. And I like this. So they give you, I think, this one here. Probably just to put on so that you have, just in case you're sticking it somewhere that's the dash cam itself may not stick properly. Let's see. Oh, this is the actual, yeah. So there's your suction mount to go in the window and the actual GPS itself. So when these two attach, they function together. Pry tool, yes, and of course your crazy long cable that's going to actually go to the rear camera. So let's look at that rear camera first. So this is your rear camera. It's going to look just like all of the rear cameras, of course. There's that USB-C, which is going to go into that crazy long cable. You're looking at a 4K 1.8 lens, 150 degrees. Very nice. Again, we're not going to necessarily use this too much, just for the fact that I can't be climbing around in the back of the car. I'm sorry. If you wanted rear camera footage, nope. But look, that's chunky. Yes, that is chunky. I like that. We're seeing dash cams now realize that, sometimes you have to give them some size to be able to get some actual, clarity and actually good resolution. So peel this off. There's your QR code again to get the app. Yes. Oh yeah, that's a good size. Now I am curious. It says that the actual memory card right there is installed already, which it is. And it is looks like their own cam, but 128 gigs. That's excellent. That's a lot. And it's probably something that's really needed for the fact that if you're doing 2 4K streams, that's a lot, right? That's a lot. So there's going to be go into your menu, lock footage, power button. This is going to be, I would think, your rear camera. Yes. And that is your power button. You also get this little, what is this? Oh, this is where it mounts into the little bracket. Yeah. So as you can see here, this right, would go right in here. Yes, just a little clip. Yep, make sure it snaps so that the actual contacts align. This we can put wherever we need to. Yes, on the window. Okay, I like that. That's nice. All right, I'm gonna go take it out today for just a little bit of driving today, and then we'll come back and we will let you know our thoughts on this, shall we? Now, first off, the one thing that I kind of like when you do have these is that this is suction mounted. I like that, just for the fact that you can put it between cars if you need to. So that's a big plus. But anyways, we've gone through the unboxing and seen what actually has come in the box. So now let's talk about the physical dash cam itself and what I actually think it's like to actually, use this one. So again, this is the TerunSoul, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, D016. And the big selling point here on this dash cam is that it's both front and rear 4K recording, which is important. So the front camera itself does record up to 3840 by 2160, which is pretty standard 4K resolution. And the rear camera is also 4K. So you're getting high resolution coverage from both the front camera as well as the rear camera, which I, again, didn't install. So the front camera has a 170-degree wide angle front camera. It does have this nice 3-inch IPS screen, the built-in GPS, loop recording, a G sensor, does have a parking monitor support, 5.8 gig Wi-Fi app control, and it does support up to 512 gigs of memory. And of course, what is included is 128 gig, which is actually really nice because you can start right away without having to go buy another memory card. I hate when you buy something like this and you get home all excited to use it. And of course, you're like, oh, I had to go back to the store and buy a memory card. Now, looking at the actual front camera footage, which is most of what I captured, and most of it was during the day. This, of course, is where the camera is going to look its best. So let's just be honest, right? The image is clear. The road is very easy to see, and you can easily make out vehicles, lane markings, traffic lights, and signs pretty much without any issue. Now, for me, that's probably the most important thing with any dash cam. I'm not going to be looking for cinematic video. I'm not going to be putting this up against what a GoPro or Insta360 can produce. I want useful footage that clearly shows what happened if there's ever an accident or someone cuts you off or just something happens in front of the vehicle. Now, the wide angle view is also really helpful because it does give you a good look across, multiple lanes, which is especially useful when you and I are driving, especially at, let's say, intersections, you're in a parking lot, or when people are just merging in and out in front of you during traffic. So like most wide angle dash cams, there can be a little bit of distortion toward the edges, but that's pretty normal. And personally, I would rather have that extra wide field of view than miss something that is happening, just slightly off the side of what the camera is actually capturing. Now, one of the features I really like is the built-in GPS, which means that the dash cam can actually record driving information like your route, your location, your speed. And if you ever need to review footage later, especially for like insurance or to show exactly where something happened, let's say to the police, that GPS data can be incredibly useful. Now, it also has a G sensor, which is designed to detect sudden movement or impact. And when this happens, the dash cam can lock that clip so it actually doesn't get overwritten by loop recording, which again can happen because usually these cards fill up and then they empty and they fill up. So that's one of those features you hope you honestly never need. But it's exactly why a lot of people install a dash cam in the first place, which is why I have dash cams in all my vehicles. Now, this little camera also has Wi-Fi app support. So you can actually connect it to your phone via the app that's all over the box, or download the footage without having to pull the memory card out of this camera every time. And that's a handy feature, especially if you want to quickly check a clip or you want to save something right away, especially right away after it physically happens. And From what I found when looking into, what people are saying about this actual dash cam, a lot of users seem to like, the image quality. It gets really good reviews on like Amazon. They also like the fact that it includes the memory card, which again, I think is really good. And then it does give you both front and rear coverage in one package, especially front and rear 4K. Now, with that all said, not all feedback is perfect, and some people have mentioned that the app itself, the setup, can be a little frustrating, especially when first connecting the phone to the camera. And, I think that's going to be something that depends on your tech knowledge. And that's pretty common, right, with Wi-Fi dash cams in general, but it's still something to be aware of. And I would definitely recommend playing with the app, checking that the footage is saving properly, making sure that everything is actually working before you go out and rely on it for actual, long-term recordings. You want to, play with it for a day or two. Make sure you can pull the footage, make sure the footage is recording, et cetera, et cetera. So I also have some footage shot around, dusk. We didn't go out late, and I didn't get really any full nighttime footage. So I don't want to pretend this is a complete night test for this camera, but dusk does give us a better idea of how the camera can handle lower light. And as the light starts to drop, the footage is still, is still usable. You can still see the road, again, the vehicles, traffic conditions clear enough. You definitely may notice a bit more glare from headlights and a little less detail compared to what the camera records in bright daytime footage. But again, that's kind of par for the course for, most dash cameras out there. So as we saw, the front camera is actually listed to have an f1.5 aperture, and that rear has that f1.8 aperture, which should bring in more light in darker conditions. And it also mentions HDR and night vision support. So it is designed to help with lower light driving. I just haven't, again, done a full darkness night test yet. So I'll keep this part focused on, daytime and dusk footage, which I actually had a chance to record. Now, installation of this camera is honestly pretty straightforward. You have the front unit, you have the rear camera, power cable, and the memory card. The front camera is the easy part, which is kind of what I did. The rear camera takes a bit more time and effort because you have to run the cables. Now, you can do them messy, but most of us will want to run them cleanly from the front where this is all the way to the back of the vehicle. And that's not, again, really a fault of the dash cam by any means. That's all dash cams. That's just how any camera system like this with front and rear cameras, they are, and if you want that installed to look somewhat clean or professional, you'll definitely want to take that time routing that cable, which is why you have this, right? You have this piece here to make sure it's nicely clean and tucked in and out of the way. So, I think overall, based on this camera's specs, based on the included accessories and the footage that I actually captured, I think that the D016 looks like a solid dash cam setup, especially if you are someone that wants that front and rear coverage. You want that GPS, which you definitely want. Wi-Fi access, again, loop recording, and a memory card that's actually included right in the box, and a memory card that's a decent size, just to throw that out there. And my biggest advice with any dash cam is this. Once you install it, don't just forget about it. Take that quick drive, check the camera itself, check the camera angles, download a couple of clips, and make sure that the video is actually being recorded properly and that it's framed properly, because again, it's designed to capture it. So because at the end of the day, a dash cam is only useful if the footage that it captures is actually there when you and I actually need it. So for me, the main thing is the footage quality. And during the day, the front camera footage looks clear and definitely fully usable. The dusk footage also gives me a fair bit of confidence that it can still capture useful videos as, your lighting starts to change. I'll probably still keep running this in my vehicle, so I will be able to capture some different conditions later on. But so far, this looks like a very capable front and rear dash cam system. It has a strong feature set, especially at its price point. So anyways, that's my kind of first look and review after finally getting it installed and capturing some real world footage of this camera. Anyways, if you guys are at all interested, I'll leave links down below. You guys can like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll talk to you guys next video. Later.